Hello everyone, today is July 3rd. It's a Monday, tomorrow's a trading holiday, so be aware that tomorrow's only half-day trading, July 4th. Now before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. There are risks involved with trading. So what you're looking at here is the roadmap software, and the roadmap software places these zones on your chart, indicating first as a filter and then where to enter long or short. It's really a counter trend strategy, and so what you're seeing here is the signal to go long on the roadmap, because once it hit that zone and bounced off of it. Now the other idea is if it goes through the zone, then you can go ahead and continue in that same direction. But since it bounced off of the zone and went long, it produces a signal here, 44.8450, to enter long. So those of you who have the roadmap software have the same exact signal today using the E-mini S&P this morning at about 9:35. Now you can see that there's another zone above. So that zone above, the idea behind it is indicating do not enter long or stay long once it lands in that zone, or you can use it as a profit target. So for some of you who are trying to get funded in some of the funded accounts programs, they use the roadmap zone in order to say, should I enter long or short, or should I stay out of the market? And I use it as a filter. So this is the feedback that we have from a lot of traders that are using the roadmap on funded accounts. Now, if it never gets up there, there's nothing to worry about. We can continue to go long or short, whatever the idea. But right now, as the market continues in the direction upwards, entering long is fine unless it lands in the zone. So as you can see here, as the market gets closer and closer to the roadmap zone, be very careful not to enter long or place a new long position. Wait until it goes through the zone beyond 44.91, which is the top of the zone. So as you can see, it landed very close to the zone, and what's happening? It's reversing. Now the roadmap is not based off of prior resistance or prior support or anything like that. It's based on profit taking. So if you have a lot of profit taking occurring, this will immediately tell you to be very careful and not fight all that profit taking that is occurring. Now where do we enter short in this example? Counter trend trading, right? So where do we enter short? So at first we can't just blindly jump in to a short position. We need a little bit of proof. Now a lot of traders do. A lot of traders just go ahead as soon as it lands in the zone. They go counter trend, and then they have a stop just outside the zone. Now I'd like to be a little bit more conservative and wait until there's a little bit more evidence. So I don't want to see it run away from me, but I do want to have a little bit more evidence that it is reversing. So before you go short or before you go long on a counter trend trade, make sure that once it lands in the zone, give it a bar or two to ensure that it's actually coming off of it or reversing off of it. Now if it lands in the zone, it didn't quite land in the zone here. If it lands in the zone and then reverses, we'll see an actual printed signal based off the software. In this case, it landed just at the edge of the zone, right at the bottom half of that shaded area. So it's really not enough for the software to say go short just yet. Let's see it land in the zone and then see it reverse off of the zone. All right, so here we are a few minutes later, and the market is actually trading in the zone, and it's also once again reversing off of it as far as going short or counter trend. That's what I want to see, and that's what I want to do. Again, I like to see and wait for a few bars, a few candles to show me that it's actually true resistance, that it's actually holding this position before turning around and going short. So even though a lot of traders like to just jump in and blindly sell it, I'd like to just give it a moment to make sure that it's actually happening. Now sometimes it happens immediately. It could be just one candle landing in the zone and immediately reversal. Other times what you're seeing here is it's formulating a type of resistance pattern where there's multiple bars, multiple candles. I talk about this in a lot of the videos where it may not just be one candle, but a grouping of candles that leads me to a decision to be a buyer or a seller. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I see resistance, I see the wicks, and more importantly, it's at the roadmap zone, which is the basis of what I'm looking at. Now all I need is the market to start to reverse and turn around, and that is the trigger to go short. So before you go short, we have to make sure that price action is actually following through, that it's not continuing higher. And there it is. There's the signal to go short. So you see an arrow there to go short. That's telling me that I want to sell the market. Now at this point, you can enter at market, you can enter in a limit order, you can enter in a stop order, you can wait until it goes up a little bit before going short. But what I don't want is the market to break above and outside of this zone. Now I'm going to place a trade here to go short. I entered at market because this is enough for me to say landed in the zone. You have a few bars, a few candles. My stop is going to be just outside the zone at about 44.91. I think that's a good stop because if it goes outside the zone, that means I'm wrong on this trade. And now it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for the market to reverse. Now I'm using a 1 minute chart, so we're going to have multiple candles. If you're using a 5 minute chart, the rules are the same. We actually teach all of the rules during the training with the roadmap. So if you're interested in getting the roadmap, you can expect to get some type of training, pre-recorded videos, live training, everything to explain to you how the roadmap system works. All right, here we are about 5 minutes later. The market is still moving in our favor. That's a good thing. The other thing you're going to notice that it has not yet gone and broken that pivot or even traded inside of the roadmap zone. That's all a very good thing. And we'd like to see the market now continue in our favor to the short side. We still have the same stop. We really haven't been in this trade for quite that long. And if you're thinking about taking a profit or trailing a stop, now's a great time to consider, because as soon as the market starts to run away from you, tighten up that stop or start to trail a stop so you don't lose any money. Now, for those of you who have the trade scalper or the blueprint or any other methods that we include in the mentorship, consider seeing if there are any other signals or methods that are also short. So I always like to combine methods, unrelated methods. So the methodology here is a counter trend based off the roadmap. Do we have a trade scalper? Do we have a blueprint? Do we have an at the open trade or the Atlas line? Is there an opportunity to go short on the Atlas line? So you start with price action, understanding where the direction happens to be and if there's any other methods alongside of it that are correlating. If you have any questions, visit DayTradeToWin.com. I definitely consider taking a profit target here on this trade. Join the upcoming accelerated mentorship class, and I'll see everyone at the next training. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit DayTradeToWin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.